Tlaib for her 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you so much, Chairman Raskin. Hi, Lily. How are you? You know, I'm a mother of two, raising, two Muslim boys in our country, and it's been very difficult. But, Ms. Bridges, I want to thank you so much because what you said really resonated with me. I know I get emotional every time I think of my two boys. Our children, they just simply want to exist as they are. They want to be loved. They want to feel human. There's so much dehumanization happening just even at a young age. And, they want to feel like they belong. And it's so hard because I think my colleague Washman Schultz was right. There's some things that we just have to understand that even some of the stuff that we just don't want to see, right, that it also has to be available so that we know just the impact and the detriment that it can have on our society. I can't imagine, 850 books, Chairman, have been challenged in Texas. 62% of them address LGBTQ plus issues. 8% address race and racism. When we have an issue in our country, anti-Blackness exists in our country. We should be constantly, right now, working and addressing it because it is a disease that kills, if by suicide or by violence, and so much more. Ms. Bridges, something that you testified that when you were in school, you didn't see any of those stories, the images. I want to tell you, my son saw this image. He'd heard me talking about it. There was this image in USA Today depicting Muslims as like Nazis. It was awful. It was like a skeleton image, and it said Allahu Akbar, which means God is great on the form. And I'm talking to his dad, and I'm like, oh my God, if people see this, they're gonna wanna kill us, right? My son walks in, Ms. Bridges, and he says, he goes, Mama, don't worry, he was 9. He goes, don't worry. If somebody asks if I'm Muslim, I will lie and tell them I'm not. Ms. Freeman, that devastated me. That my child didn't feel like he could exist because he's hearing me talk about these things, but also I want him to be able to pick up a book and see somebody of his faith or somebody that had that same lived experiences of being Muslim in America or being a child, a Palestinian father, or a mother who grew up, in Detroit, in the most beautiful, blackest city in the country. So this is really hard hearing. I love you, Raskin, but you always have the most difficult hearings, Chairman. And I just, I have so many questions, but I just hope my colleagues do understand the importance and the human impact. You have a huge role, Ms. Hall. I grew up with the bookmobile. You remember the bookmobile? And I didn't speak English when I started school. And I was able to get up there and get the book that I needed. And I loved it because, of course, it was a Latina that was there that helped me understand, oh, wow, brown girls are in books, and it was also the teacher that I was really shy, if you can imagine me being shy, Ms. Berg. But my first debate hearing, I got up and choked, but it was an amazing teacher, Mrs. Marshall, who showed me that I had a voice. This is so difficult because it's not just about the books, right? It's about being human in our country and stop politicizing it. We need to see ourselves in our country. And so I just look forward to the day when our children can read the history, right, in a class about the sad, hateful bigots who tried to drag America backwards. And I hope it inspires them to also be fighters like Lily and like the witnesses here today who stopped them dead in their tracks. I'm with you. I just want you all to know I really appreciate your courage being here. I could ask you all kinds of questions, but I feel like I'm speaking to the choir. But I'm happy that we're doing this because I think bringing it to the halls of Congress makes it more real, and at least they can see some of us. Some of us do see them, and we do see them as human beings. Thank you, and I yield.
Well, thank you for that beautiful, moving statement, Ms. Tlaib. What an honor it is to get to serve with her. I'm going to ask everybody's indulgence and patience one last time. We have to go vote. Nobody's been more patient than the great ranking member of this committee, Nancy Mason. She's going to come back, and as soon as we get back, she's going to get to do the questioning.